normal host and my second host here, Ben. And today we got another new guest. Introduce yourselves.
Tater.
Adam.
Good old Adam, as we've always mentioned him on the podcast. He's now here to join us for the fun as we pick on him tonight.
Wait a second.
Go on.
No,
Why?
we're not doing that.
Yeah, we are. We're going to pick on you.
Anyways,
That's why we invited you.
We're going to hog tie you and pour hot fudge all over you.
I'll see you guys later.
That doesn't sound much like torture to me.
That sounds like a fun
That
time.
sounds
for
like a
some of us.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Well, to start off, we were discussing earlier, and Ben brought it up, so I'm gonna let him run with it. But customers who believe.
What we should let everybody know is we all do kind of work together in a restaurant establishment. I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant or anything, but
We are all kitchen staff.
some of us have experience in the front of the house, Adam. But yeah, it's one of these things where you hear they say it's a fact that the customer's always right. And I've been in the restaurant business for over 20 years now, and
That's complete bullshit.
it's a lie. I mean, yes, you want to make the customers happy, and that is the goal of that's why you're there, and customer service is important. But I think some of the most frustrating things in the restaurant comes from the customers mainly not knowing what they're ordering, or especially no concept of time.
Yeah, or the ones that take other people's orders and they don't care.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got something like that, so I'll eat it.
Or like, when it comes to time, like
It's like if I ordered a pizza and a burger comes out, it's like, I'll take it.
I'll just have to eat it.
yeah, and what or like the time it takes to cook a well done steak, any size really.
Or some.
The ticket's been in for 5 minutes and they're already asking, "Where's my steak?" And it's like, well, you said well done, so we figured we'd cook it to well done instead of rare, because that's not the same thing.
Or like when people ask, I want a well done steak, like a ribeye steak, but don't burn it. And it's like, sir, you do realize you asked the stupidest thing ever. You're asking me to burn a steak that shouldn't even be eaten as well done, you know?
Well, I mean, I'm all for people having their preferences on how they want their steak temperatures, but I also don't like the fact that, when they say, hey, I want it well done, but don't burn it,
Well,
we don't necessarily have to write that on the ticket.
Yeah. And I told you about the
Don't just assume we're going to mess
that
up.
thing with
But now that you wrote it, we won't.
Like-
we'll be just fine now.
Well, so being from someone who has worked up front as well,
Yeah.
I hate when people they'll order a cheeseburger and then they'll be like, "Oh, by the way, I don't want any lettuce on it." And nothing they said was gonna get lettuce. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." So I just keep writing it. Are you gonna write it down?
Can I get a hamburger, no cheese?
Are you gonna write it down?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I wasn't, because an idiot
Hey, can you
could figure this out.
Can you make sure my quesadilla gets cheese?
That was. I had
Please,
something like
it's
that
quesadilla.
Well, when the front staff, right,
I
like,
will not accept that, Tater. We will not broach that subject. That man is no longer at the restaurant,
Woo!
and we do not have to deal with him.
I think I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah, you do.
I think, maybe.
Chad.
Chad.
Oh,
Chad.
no,
Nick,
not-
that was his name.
Not Chad.
Nick?
Nick.
Is it Chad or Nick?
Chad's the grabby one.
Yeah, Chad.
Oh, Chad.
Chad's the good old criminal.
Chad's the traditionalist.
Nick's just the.
So I'm not going to explain exactly what happened, but for context, Chad was telling us a story.
I don't know if we.
Well, I'm just gonna generalize it.
But like, what if we get held up in court withholding information because of this?
That's
Like,
too bad.
you don't report this to the officers, Tater. So now you're an acquaintance.
Well, it wasn't even one of his crimes yet. It was just one of his weird moments.
I wouldn't say weird.
I do think there's a gray area there as far as the.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I think.
He told us a story
Wow, this is
that.
going to be really weird to
long
explain to people
ago.
on the podcast right now, but
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Forget
You
what you
guys
just
can
heard.
have your wild imaginations take over.
So Chad was telling us a story that had an awful outcome. It was just a very strange, didn't have anything to do with the story outcome. But he started the story off with, "We're pretty traditional."
Yeah, and we'll say it was a sports tradition. Is what
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's claiming.
Sportsmanlike.
And I know that Tater's played sports. I know Adam's played sports. I played sports.
Yeah.
Christian,
Chris delicate.
I mean, I've participated in the
He
good old
knows
I've got a
football.
participation
He knows what
trophy.
the
he knows that
Yeah.
sports exists.
Football, as I
But,
like to call it, or as you guys call it, soccer.
called football.
Yeah, why is that there that much of a difference in the menu?
Because it
Like,
has
we
like
didn't try to
one-
get anywhere close to it. We
Well,
just
honestly, when you think
football,
I didn't invent-
soccer.
When
Yeah.
you think about it,
But I
football
didn't
should be
invent the
more
game.
of the name for soccer.
That's what I'm
because it's
saying, yeah.
consistently played with the feet.
Yeah.
Then we
Whereas
call it-
American football is, which is the best sport in the world, but I guess it just didn't sound as good to call it pass and throw and run ball.
Pass the throw.
So I mean that just
Man
doesn't
football.
flow off the
Hurting
tongue.
ball.
Yeah. Like attack the guy with the ball.
But we didn't like whoever decided the English word for what is, traditional
Yeah.
football wasn't anywhere close. They heard football and they were like, no, I don't like that. Soccer, that's what it is.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and for people who name, American football, they say, how about we call it football? And you're like, it doesn't make sense, but let's go with it. I'm ready to play.
I'm ready to play.
So I don't really care what it's
From
called.
now on, I'll just call it foosball.
Oh, I broke my foot.
No,
Football,
Foosball.
yes.
Foosball.
Foosball is very fun until you like bounce the ball and hit someone in the face with it.
Oh, then it's just hilarious.
Then they got all safe and like they put the like plastic domes over them.
Oh, they do that now?
I
Yeah.
think they do
No,
that.
no.
I think in places they do that too to keep people from taking the ball.
What are you gonna do with that little ball?
That's the thing though. People do stupid stuff all the time.
What if like the security guards like at like arcade places they just watch on the security camera and bet like to see who gets hit in the face with the ball? Like I got bucks on little Timmy over
I
there.
thought you were gonna say, can you just imagine like a security guard like watching it and they're like, hey, look at this guy. Is this guy like struggling all he can to get the ball out of the foosball thing? Ah! Like trying to like crush his arm in there.
They radio more security like Jeff. We got a guy on cable 2 trying to steal the foosball.
They come out in riot gear.
But let's wait a little longer. This is comic.
Bring out Harambe.
Because right now the foosball table's winning. This is really fun to watch. So
Yeah.
let's keep the SWAT team on hold until I'll call it. Coach
Once he
Ray.
actually has contact with the ball, then take him out.
Go for it, boys.
Yeah.
Go.
Sweet.
Anyway, so
soccer.
customer service. That's
Oh,
where we
yeah.
started this. That's where we started this conversation.
And you notice what it came back around to Harambe.
Yeah, well, somebody had to.
Do you think SWAT?
Tater just
If-
loves
if Harambe-
a girl getting his brains blown out.
It is very funny actually. Do you think that so if Harambe is leading the SWAT team, do you think they whip him out for him?
They possibly do, but I also
They're-
think and
like
Their
this came up-
sidearm.
They
this
don't
came
have
up last time too.
Holster
when we
your
discussed
sidearm,
the-
private.
They're not wearing any like armor
Harambe's
like
not
waist
around.
down. It's just like they're naked waist down.
When we discussed Harambe last
Yeah.
time too, didn't somebody say he had a mallet?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Like Donkey Kong.
Well, my question was whether or not you would believe the story more or not. If it came out and like Harambe just smashes his child, would you believe the story more? Or would you have thought like this was shitty CGI?
The first thing I would have thought was he had a mallet.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for the kid and the family. of
But
course,
then I would have thought someone
why
made
did the
this
gorilla have a
video.
mallet?
Who gave him this mallet?
Yeah. But I would have thought the video would been more fake than at that point because like someone made this then.
Hey, in the game Donkey Kong, did he have a mallet?
No, in
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Or what does he have a mallet?
What
And
Donkey?
is that also
Oh,
is
like-
that
He has wheelbarrows.
Are we talking about Donkey Kong or
is
like
that Mario from
Bear.
Super Mario Brothers in Donkey Kong?
Oh, and Luigi?
no?
Hey,
In-
Luigi.
In that first
Wario.
game where like it's just Donkey Kong like up top with the princess and he's
Wario.
climbing up.
but who is that guy?
They don't say that's Mario. They call him something else, Jumpman or something. Yeah, those weird Japanese. But yeah,
Maybe
and
Mario means
that wasn't Princess Peach. Her name's Pauline.
Was this Princess Peach before she was a princess?
No, that was the thing. She was never Princess Peach. Her name was Pauline.
Who's Princess Peach then?
That she was just a new character they invented with Mario.
What
As
are her
long-
Wait, so that's
I
not
think
even
we
the
first-
original one?
So the original game, it's not officially Mario. His name's something else, and the princess is not Princess Peach. It's Pauline.
You mean in Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
Mustache.
Because the original Mario Brothers, that was Mario.
Yeah, that was Mario. Yeah.
Correct yourself.
That's when they introduced Mario. Good old Adam's just sitting here quietly watching the big boys.
Adam, what do you think about some of the customer service stuff you experienced? You're fairly new to the restaurant business.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
You do have some experience working at the front of the house.
I do. I've had some really dumb requests, like asking for a banana and a banana split.
Hold on.
That can't
Wait,
Hold
they
on.
asked you to?
Yes, they're like,
They
is there a
asked-
banana in the banana split?
They asked you to make sure there was a banana in it?
Sir, could you do the world a favor and just stand out in traffic?
Yeah, I have to agree. That might be that's
up there.
Yeah.
that's close to the top as far as dumbest things I've ever had to hear.
Well, of course, I still had to be nice. I was like, dude, read the name. But
Yeah, that's nice.
That
Hey,
was
read
nice.
the name, idiot.
What's mean?
no,
Just
that
throws
is
the banana split at him.
That was the mean one. Well, what I told him, I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I just, as nice as I can.
And you should have said, and I'm going to peel it too.
Come over here and watch me make it. But I hate that too. They watch you make stuff.
And I always
Well,
make
I
sure
mean,
the
that's
banana
what-
peels go in the trash
but
because I
when-
don't want someone to slip and fall on it.
When you're working in
Comical.
ice cream, that makes sense though,
Whoa!
because it's like there's no wall, so obviously they're just standing
Slide
there
like all the
watching.
way
I don't
down the
feel
restaurant.
comfortable.
Whoa,
They even go up the stairs.
That's your own derogative. Like, at least we're in the kitchen, so like no one's standing in the window watching us except the front staff.
Being lazy in front of the house staff.
They like to watch us work. and
It's
see
kinda
what we
creepy.
like.
With the window there, it does kind of feel like they're watching, like an episode of Chopped or
Yeah.
some cooking show
It's a
where we're back there sweating, running around. They're also like,
Yeah.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
It's a little irritating. You just
25
want to tell them
seconds
to
of
go
cookies.
do something, you know?
get a towel, go wipe something down.
Yeah.
Well, see, yesterday or the other day when I was up there.
I don't mind it when Ben watches me because he's like critiquing you every time
Yes,
you're doing
he's up
something.
there.
Cut off my sentence.
Well, go on, Tater, you important person.
Thank you. As I was saying. I can't remember. Oh, I was up there the other day, and there was like a time where we weren't busy, or we weren't like super busy, and a couple of them were just standing around.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, because if you do anything, just standing around is gonna make it seem like forever. So I was like, man, like, what are y'all doing? So I like found stuff to do. Like I stayed away from them, not to stay away from them, but just because I was trying to find something to occupy the time.
Yeah, start doing something. Then you'll get busy.
Yeah.
That kind of happens. If we start a project in the kitchen because we're at downtime,
Yeah.
usually by the time we start it, we'll start having people come in, get to work.
Or it's like that curse of whenever you mention the word break, it's like, hey,
Oh,
time to
no.
get busy.
Or it's always this too. They don't have anything to do, so they're standing around. Then we get busy, and then they're like, "Oh, can you guys hand me some extra plates?"
What do they even use those plates for?
There was something that said extra plate the other day,
Well-
and I handed him one.
well,
and
I
then he
don't-
came back and asked for one.
What I don't understand is why can't they get it through their thick skulls to get like a good amount of them and just keep them up front?
Well, they had them, and they still asked for them. I was like,
Well-
oh wait, there's one right here. Here's your plate back.
Well,
you already
didn't
touched
they?
it.
Weren't they told to stop doing that or something? By someone?
Well, like
Those are the
they can
boats.
keep a stack of boats up there, and that's fine. But the plates, they can ask for those from us. That's fine because they don't necessarily have a lot of room up there for the plates. They're a little bigger.
But what about like the cabinets underneath?
They're pretty full.
But I'm saying like you don't have to keep like because in the storage there's like big stacks of them. I'm just saying like take like maybe 20 of them and keep them in there tucked away. You know.
I mean, listen. As much as I'd like to sit here and bash the front of the house all night, we can. But there's some details that are going to take some time to
or
work
as
out.
you mentioned, it's a war between the front and the kitchen.
It's always been that way. I
For
don't know
any
why.
restaurant.
It always has. Here's the thing.
Any restaurant is like that though.
The kitchen, no matter what, when the front of the house deals with the customers, the kitchen is at the mercy of the front of the house. That's
Yeah.
why I've explained ticket times to the servers. I've explained things like when you save 4 tickets and then give us 4 tickets at once, which happened today.
Oh yeah.
When you do that first ticket that was written, the kitchen's already been on the clock for 8 minutes,
Yeah.
and that's when the person comes up there going, "Hey, how long are my cheeseburgers?"
So one thing I wanted to bring up, has to do with I guess fast food and restaurants too, was I brought this up with Tater and he saw how infuriated I was with this. So if you know takeout services that a lot of places have, takeout apps and all that stuff. Some of these places like Burger King, Taco Bell and all that, they have their own app that they make. So it's like it's only for your nearby Taco Bells and all that crap. And so I downloaded the Pizza Hut app because I'm a lazy smug and I can't pick up pizza by myself. And there's just that authentic feeling when you get pizza delivered to your house. I don't know. It's just natural. Like if you had Burger King delivered to your home, you'd be like, what, you know?
Uber Eats.
Some things I can understand, like pizza being delivered that's always been a thing. That's
Yeah.
just something. Listen, if you can't go get your Burger King,
Yeah. Also, why are you getting
I
Burger King?
I feel like you need to make some better decisions about your life.
The Grubhub person comes, they're like, "Here's your Burger King, sir." Swipe through your door.
Choke it on the water.
Like the grease leave trail.
Pick it up.
What else? As I was saying, what I hate with some of these apps.
Oh, you just noticed that? So
Tater has these little cozies for drinks, and mine, we just noticed, it's like a prescription bottle, and it says beer on it, and it says for Mr. Huge Ass.
That's just funny.
Take one can by mouth, repeat until intoxicated. So going on to my story again, or my just pet peeve, what I hate is how shittily these apps are made by some of these companies.
I believe that is a new word you just made up, but go ahead.
But every now and then my Pizza Hut app crashes, and I don't use it often, so it's like every like couple weeks it says either your card couldn't go through or there's an error, please try again. I always order it like really late at night, like a couple hours before they close, so I'm like, now I'm gonna seem like a jackass if I wait till like 9:30 and they close at 10 and I order a pizza and they're like, and like I can just imagine the guys there like getting so pissed and just making my pizza like crap, and I don't want that.
Like before it goes
You
in the
want
oven, they get up on
Parmesan?
top.
Yeah.
well, here's some feces.
They
Cause
get up on top of the cooler and do an elbow
That
drop. before
actually
they put it
makes
in
a
the
lot
oven.
more sense than
I'm
what I
afraid
said.
of that. Like they'll send it
Jesus.
out as shitty as possible because they don't care because they're about to close. You know?
Yeah.
You
I
order
mean,
it
I mean, that's something we deal with too. You know, I don't like the last minute customer any more than the next guy, but
Yeah.
you know, the reality is,
That's why I can sympathize with
if
them.
we're open, we're open.
Yeah.
Now, I'm kind of I'm aware that like if we go to a place, it's 8:30, they close at 9. I'm like, let's find something else. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be.
Well, even then, I think you're okay, because by the time you get your food and eat, depending on what, if it's like a sit-down restaurant, yes, I agree with you, but if it's like a burger place,
Oh yeah, I think fast food is a different category. I think anytime you're gonna go in and sit down and order off a menu, yeah, you might want to not worry about doing it when you only got 30
Yeah.
minutes.
but like those people that show up, like, I mean, you're joking around, Adam, but you've seen it happens where they show up, we close at 8, they show up at 7:59,
yeah.
to get the thing that takes the longest time to make.
Or like before we couldn't even lock the door, someone like sneaks in and it's like, well, you showed up.
When I do feel too, like I'd like to think that they don't do it on purpose,
Yeah.
but like if you seriously come in the door at 7:59 and order 2 well-done hamburgers, I mean,
Like,
They just lurk around the corner.
They kind of do.
Just
Yeah.
like sit beside the door. Oh, hey, how are you?
and what sucks about that is it makes us have to wait even longer before we can start cleaning certain things.
Yeah.
Which means we'll get out even later.
because of some of the places I have worked, I can't complain
Yeah.
because we do close at 8 o'clock. As far as restaurants are concerned,
That's really early.
that is early.
Like I'm surprised, like when I looked at the Pizza Hut closing at 10, the one near where I live, I was like, that's not too late, but it's also not like super early either. It's like that decent time to get out.
I mean, I worked, I told you before, a place I managed before. When I was the manager on duty,
Yeah.
I go in at 9 a.m. and I was closing that night, and we were a bar, so we literally didn't close and stop serving until 2 a.m. So I'm getting out of there at 3 a.m. From 9 a.m. that day
When,
to,
yeah, you
to
said you were
3
doing
a.m.
that.
I'm like that. You know, at that point you go home and you look at your bed like, I don't even know you anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
it's like,
Hello.
and then you got people at your family's like, why are you sleeping in so late? I'm like, well,
And then-
I've been up for 24 hours,
Yeah.
so I needed a nap.
Yeah. And then you like start to look at that like sturdy high beam in the roof, and it's like maybe one day.
No one does it.
Justin checks in.
Yeah. You dust a little dust off the rope in the garage.
Should clean.
Poor Dunstan. He wasn't a good manager.
He had so much to live
Oh,
for.
definitely not.
By the way, if anyone is actually listening and has been like, oh man, Dustin Checks In sounds like an awesome movie, it's on HBO. I found it yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, but also
We're not
too,
sponsored.
Tater.
Not sponsored.
Tater also, if someone does see Dunstan Checks In and thinks it's a good movie, that's false too. Because it's not. And I haven't even seen it. I can just tell you right now, it sucks.
But you haven't
He's
seen
not a
it.
good manager.
It still sucks.
Is it because
Yeah,
he's an
not a good
orangutan?
manager.
Not just that, but yeah.
The species is.
Christian likes these
Nothing
kind
to
of
worry.
movies,
Yeah, I love them.
but it sucks.
Why
I'm
do
sorry.
you love these movies?
I mean, something about shitty movies just brings light into my life. You know, Teletubbies, yes.
You ever seen
Or,
Teletubbies?
or the names Dinky.
Yes, Zach.
Was the sun
I mean,
like
There's like Satan worshippers that made it extremely cool.
Was the sun like their god?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the sun's always like, ah, What happens when the son gets really pissed off?
Starts
It's
crying.
not
Fire.
anymore.
I feel like there was a few episodes where it was like crying, and they were like, "Oh no!"
The son's crying.
Yeah,
It's called
it's a baby.
Why is it a baby?
It's their god.
Okay, yeah, the baby controls everything. Adam.
That's pretty much parenthood.
Yeah, that's maybe it's like that's a deep dark secret.
You know, there's been people that flip those memes around, like Satan worship memes. Which is
Oh yeah, yeah.
I find those hilarious.
That's so messed up.
They gather around in a circle.
I like it when the hose sucks them off.
Okay.
What?
That's the sentient vacuum sucks them all.
Okay.
No, it does not.
Well, people have turned it around into that like a meme.
Okay, before we go too far out of here talking about hose sucking them off.
That's
Wait.
Christian, but
Yes, that is Christian. Will you finish your Pizza Hut story?
I don't even remember what I was.
We were talking.
we were just talking about how bad the apps are,
Yeah,
and like how they don't.
like how it makes me mad that these companies can't make a decent app to order their stupid food, you know? And I was just wondering if any of you guys have had like this experience, or you just don't deal with those.
I personally have not got the app, and I'm not.
Well, not just Pizza Hut, like any
Like
fast food
Grubhub.
app.
Well, I can use Pizza Hut as an example because I'm a very frequent customer.
Well, what's the fee on Grubhub? Like,
I don't know. I keep seeing stuff for it, and I tried it before, but
because I already feel like I'm
It's just
paying
kinda
too much
weird.
for my McDonald's anyway.
that's what I'm saying.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna give more money to have someone bring it to my house.
Sometimes and the reason I also don't order a lot of Pizza Hut, like once every like couple weeks,
Because you're Mexican.
well, no, because of how fucking expensive the delivery is. It's like
Listen,
13
man,
bucks to sell.
You can spend your whole paycheck on that. That's what I do.
I guess.
Ben has seen them come to
But
my
like,
house.
I'll like make and this is another thing too with the shitty app. I'll spend like half an hour making this unique order, like my own unique pizza and like those wings and like sides and all this desserts, and then the app crashes. I'm like, I get
That's
annoyed.
just funny.
Yeah, so I like get annoyed and I'm like, all right. So I close it. I wait like a couple seconds, open it back up, do it all over again, crashes again, or order can't go through.
But see, I think that's when someone else is sitting on the other end of the app,
Yeah,
going,
Like,
"Look at this guy! Look at this big order!
and that's
Crash!"
what makes me hate it so much because like I keep investing
Let's
so much
see
time
how
making
long
this.
it takes for
And,
me to get.
and like I can see the time slowly go by. I'm like, at some point, it's no longer worth it waiting here. Like I've either spent too long making this pizza or waiting to get this order through, or like they're about to close and I can't get it in anymore. Yeah, and it's just like,
I've never given up on my pizza, personally.
Hey, Adam's not kidding. He's had quite a bit. I live very close to
Adam
Adam. I
could
can-
put down 2 whole pizzas.
He kind of lives across the street from me, and I you know,
How much pizza could you eat before you just like?
I could
"Oh,
out eat all
no
of you
more."
with pizza.
So,
challenge
I don't know, have you been to that-
accepted.
What about in your
My-
prime?
have you been to that pizza place up here that's got the real big slices of pizza?
Jose's?
It used to be a car place. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I've been there.
Oh, that one.
The
Wood fire?
no.
Oh, dang.
But anyway, so their pizza is like one piece of pizza
name it.
is like half of like a Papa John's
Your
pizza.
body?
No, that'd be. But I'm not joking. It's like literally half of a Papa John's pizza.
How big
And-
is it? I've never eaten Papa John's because they suck.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, whatever. Pizza Hut pizza.
No offense, Papa.
But
Give us sponsorship.
so they had this thing. It was like all you could eat, and I had
Oh.
5 pieces.
Like
So
whole pizzas.
no
I can eat all
pieces.
of them.
Piece.
But
that's
if like
the
if like one of those
thing. I could
equaled half,
easily destroy you.
I
I don't
say
know.
that every time I open a pizza box.
That's what I say to myself in the mirror. I can easily destroy you.
You know, there's a place. It's in Tennessee. We'll say it's at a theme park that people frequent in Pigeon Forge.
they have
They have a
an
pizza.
additional part called hot country, dry country, if you will.
Yes,
I'm lost.
I'm confused also.
Yeah.
it's an amusement park in Pigeon Forge.
Whee!
It's the amusement park in Pigeon Forge. But they have a
Go on.
pizza place
No one cares
at this
about the
amusement park. But there's they have a pizza
Are
place.
you recommending this place?
Yes, it's fun. Sure.
Why not give them the name?
Anyway,
I've never had that pizza place because I've been in poverty.
I can't remember the exact size of
Yeah,
the
we're too
pizza,
poor.
but they have a pizza challenge to where if you and one person can finish this pizza in an hour, you get 2 passes
No
to the
way.
park.
I'd like
But it's like,
How big's a pizza?
I want to say altogether they said there's 20 pounds of toppings on it.
Hot.
Oh my Gosh, you and one other person?
Yeah, so like I'd say the pizza
Me
that
and
they
Adam.
have on display at this place. I mean, if you're looking at the table we're sitting in front of, I mean, side to side, it was probably that big. Maybe not as big as this table, but
Bigger?
So
like,
at least
this is one curve of it, and just maybe a little bit in from where you're sitting.
Kind of like
12 to 14 inches.
like
across.
3/4 of this table, or like 2/3.
I'd say 2/3 of this table.
All right, that's not bad.
That's
You and one other person can sit down in an hour and destroy. But it's
in an hour?
I
it
could
has
do that.
beef, sausage, chicken,
You get
Good
one half
Lord, you're gonna
Adam,
have the meat
all the
sweats.
veggies. I mean, the meat sweats is the least of your concerns eating this pizza.
I get those all the time.
I don't
First you
think-
get the meat sweats, then comes the cardiac arrest.
Well, I tell you, that's seriously. Once you eat this pizza, the passes to the park aren't going to mean anything.
and then at
Because
the
you
end,
won't
I'm
be
not gonna
alive.
go ride anything.
and then at the end, ladies and folks, you get that food gasm.
Oh!
Can you go back to your ways and throw up the pizza after?
No, I think.
Yeah, how long you gotta keep the pizza down for?
Yeah, like,
I don't think they have a time limit on that.
can you leave
Also-
or do you have to sit at the table?
Well, Adam here is.
Could you imagine
what
the
was it,
douche after you
one of those people who makes themselves throw up after they eat.
Yeah, I don't think he actually does.
I do not do that. I am very.
Oh yeah,
healthy.
smile. Let me see them pearls.
No, I had not sponsored.
Sponsored by Pepsi. Is it a good pizza, or have you not done it?
I don't think
No, I have not
Pizza.
attempted it. Number one, I haven't had somebody that would be willing to go at it with me, and it's not going to be you. Adam.
Now, would they allow it if I ordered it and then just ate like one slice and I was like, all right, I'm done, and take the rest home?
Yeah, you probably could, but you
Yeah,
have
how
to pay
much-
for the.
What if I put a person in a coat?
I want to say it was like a $75 pizza.
You know, honestly, that
I
ain't
would
bad.
spend it.
I'm not gonna eat the pizza in an
Yeah,
hour,
that would last me a good bit.
but I
That's
would
how
buy
much money
that
you
pizza
order.
just to buy
Yeah,
the pizza.
I think the value is you basically end up getting like 2 full-on day passes for free. But again, is it really free? Because
You pay $75.
you're basically taking years off your life by eating all that pizza, so you're running out of time quicker to go use these passes.
I'm gonna have to look into it, and I'm gonna tell them up front, be like, y'all, I'm not gonna eat this pizza in under an hour. I just want to eat this huge pizza and take the rest home.
I would hope it's at least
Listen,
good.
Can I have some
I'm gonna have 2 slices.
If I eat 2
and live
slices,
the rest
can I
of the
just have
month off
some
this
free
pizza?
tokens for the arcade?
I think it lasts me about 3 days.
I
And
want
the
to
same
play
place, the
Mario.
same place, they have a bakery there too.
Give me the
The same
Mario.
place has a 25-pound apple pie.
Oh my.
Whoa.
I don't
Ooh.
even like regular pound apple pie.
I don't
Well,
like
then
apple
you're-
pie either.
Oh
You're
well,
lost.
and just for everyone out there, that means Tater's not American.
Yeah, you're lost on
No.
humanity.
He's a Swede.
You should
Sweet.
Do you like apple pie?
Yeah.
No,
You don't like it either?
I do not.
Okay.
Both of you
I
can-
like pumpkin pie.
Both of you.
No,
can
I
go
don't
s-
like pumpkin.
Both of you can go stand in
I like
traffic.
pecan pie. Ben knows this. You
What?
see me eat like at least 6 within a year.
Yeah.
Apple pie.
No,
Pecan pie.
pecan pie.
Pecan
I
pie.
hate-
Pecan pie. though.
I hate you!
Oh, wait, we've had this argument. Pecan or pecan?
It's
It's
pecan.
pecan.
Peckin.
It's pecan.
Pecan.
Just like that man.
Ben over here is like pecan.
Stop peeking at my pecan pie!
I'm trying to make food.
So you and your pecan pie.
I get why people like it. I just don't. Well, what I don't understand is how do you not like apple pie?
I don't really like cinnamon.
I like
anything
the
like
goo.
that. Oh, and I hate cooked fruit. Like, you know, like,
Yeah, I agree with
it's
that.
disgusting. I can't stand that.
Real question.
That's the
Pineapple
dumbest
on
thing I've
pizza.
ever heard.
What? Oh, that is
Hey,
the dumbest. Out of
that's-
all
that's a
the
good
talks
survey
we've had
question
around
right
this
there.
table,
What?
that's the
Adam
dumbest.
has a good survey question right there.
What?
Get the
Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Oh, go kill yourself.
I say, yeah, I mean, I've had Hawaiian before, and it's okay.
Yeah, go.
You don't like pineapple on pizza?
No,
Do
I
you?
don't like pineapple in general.
If that's all that's there, I'll eat it. But I'm also a fat guy, so it's like, well, it's pizza. but
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fold it over and get it down.
yeah,
roll it.
if it's my choice, there won't be pineapple on my pizza.
Yeah, I could slit my wrist.
Well,
too, but I'm not gonna
no.
do that.
I mean,
Not the same
I'm
thing.
saying I'd
Yes,
eat it, but if I have between that or like a margarita pizza,
What is that?
it's like with basil and
It's for alcoholics. like
tomatoes.
you.
It's fancy pizza.
It's delicious.
We're in poverty, so we cannot have it.
I'll take the cheese.
I'll take the marinara sauce.
Hey, and do you like it when people call it a pie?
No, that's annoying.
No, I don't know.
That's dumb.
It
Now
doesn't
that-
look
is
anything
that-
like
is
a
that-
pie.
But does that come from like where they do deep dish?
Deep dish I can understand because it does
it
kind of look like a
resembles more
pie.
like a pie.
Yeah.
But if you go to like just any
Vegetarians
place
call it
around
pie.
here and you get like
Around
just
here.
a standard hand tossed crust, they're like, yeah, how do you want your pie? I'm like, I ordered pizza. Why are you trying to give me a pie? Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Sorry.
But yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
Get back.
pineapple is just the worst thing anyone thought to put on pizza, in my opinion.
I've had coconut before. That's pretty bad.
Alright.
I'm sorry. Did you say coconut on pizza?
Now,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out.
what
I quit.
level of hell do you live in?
So down at Myrtle Beach, they have this.
Oh, blow
Went
up
down
Myrtle.
first.
Set it ablaze.
Down at Myrtle Beach, they have this pizza place that we always go to every year, and they have this Hawaiian pizza. And it's gonna sound disgusting when I say this, because on paper it sounds super gross, but it's pretty good. It's
Wait,
pretty.
it's not shredded coconut.
Yes.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
It's so it's like a cheese-based pizza with
Oh,
pineapple.
really? Cheese on a pizza?
Someone wants to get thrown out the
Someone's
window.
being really mean.
Sorry, Tater. I'm very tired
You
today.
bruised my feelings. Anywho, so cheese-based pizza.
Stop messing with the can
This
and
is
go
a-
on.
ASMR.
Oh, yes.
Anyways,
Unlock
Cheese-
the freshness. That's
cheese-
not Bush, by the way. That's Coke Zero.
yes,
That's what
The
that man
worst.
says. The dog word.
cheese-based pizza
Stop interrupting this man.
with pineapples on it, shredded coconuts. I think the other one was some kind of, I think it was dates or some kind of raisin, some kind of like dried fruit.
You're making
Figs?
this pizza
Oh,
worse.
maybe
than-
it was figs.
You have killed your point.
It
Yeah,
was
you-
delicious
You
though.
shot down
It
this
was.
point.
It sounds disgusting, I know, but it's so good.
Were you just really hungry that day?
No,
Yeah, how drunk were you?
Did they top
very
it off?
sober.
Did they top it off with feces?
Did you also?
That's the second course.
Oh.
Was this like a serial killer holding you in a hostage? And it's like you either lop off both your arms or eat this pizza.
No, it was.
And you chose the worst.
See, Adam agrees with me.
Wait, what?
He thinks you need to stop.
You can stop eating pizza like that.
I can eat all the pizzas, and that's just fat.
I'm gonna say it's pretty safe to say coconut does not belong on a pizza.
It's not.
Pretty good.
The only way I think I could ever have coconut on a pizza if it was some kind of like a coconut milk and curry sauce, like some kind of curry style pizza. But then again, I have to ask myself, what am I doing? Why am I eating this?
Yeah, I think that'd be a little. I don't know. I think I would try it, but it's still curry
See,
on the pizza.
The genius who thought to put every type of meat on a pizza, he should be awarded with like a Nobel Prize. But the
Sweaty
guy who's
meats.
like want to put fruit all over
You
it,
mean Mr. Hut?
Mr. Hut,
I thought his name was King Hut.
King of Huts.
No, you're thinking of that Egyptian guy.
Tut tut.
No, that's Mr.
Tut
Hut.
No, that's Mr. Peanut.
Hello, tut tut.
I tell you.
What's on the schedule for the ruling today?
We've all lost our point.
We've
Brain
lost
acid.
touch with reality right now.
That is also true.
You know what other kind of pizzas are horrible?
What time is it right now? Can we get pizza right now?
Anyway, hey,
Can we
you know
order
what? You know what kind of pizza?
I'm listening.
Damn it, it's too late. No pizza.
Vegetarian pizzas suck.
Yeah, I'll agree.
What would consist of vegetarian pizza?
No meat on the pizza.
So basically,
What about the
cheese.
cheese? Yeah.
That's vegan if they don't want. A vegetarian will still eat animal byproduct.
oh yeah, I had that argument with someone a while back about vegetarian and what else is the other one?
Insane people, also
Yes.
known as vegans. Yes.
I like it whenever you confront one of them and you tell them, you know, you should stop that, right? They laugh it off like you're joking, and then you're like, no, I'm serious.
Well, have you heard all this crap about eating red meat? Like, why are you living if you don't?
The best way to eat it is raw. That was an episode of Weird Habits or Weird Eats. You ever seen that show? Where it's like, I like to eat drywall because it tastes good, you know?
All those strange addictions.
Yeah, Stranger
It
Things.
I eat my
reminds me of
mattress.
childhood.
Yeah.
You see that one?
What?
Which-
one?
I eat my
I
mattress.
think that
Yeah.
opens it up into a much darker category.
These depraved human beings. Which I don't even consider them human. They should just, like, they're just monsters.
They're on a different level, and that is a lower level.
Yeah. But this one guy, for some reason, he's not dead yet. But he was eating, like, raw chicken and, like, pork and beef and all this stuff.
His stomach was just destroyed.
I don't know how this man was still alive. Somehow he's like still kicking it, and he was like working out. He was like fit and everything too.
You ever see those bodybuilders that will walk into a grocery store and just buy the meat?
Yeah, they buy like tubes of it. Crazy.
They bite it.
Yeah, like they'll. Well,
They'll
there's some-
bite it? I thought
yeah,
you said
they'll go.
buy it.
Yeah.
The same thing,
I thought you
but
said
they'll
buy.
go in there, and just open up the meat and start eating it.
What? No. What? Where do you see this?
Search it up.
It's a Google.
Look up. Like, do they buy it afterwards, or do they like put it back?
Well, no, they'll buy it, but in the end, they don't include that because that just defeats the purpose of the video.
It tastes like
He's like bleeding all over his shirt.
Have you ever done that at a gas station where you can buy something, there's a big line, so you just eat it and give them the wrapper and give them money?
What? No.
We did that once.
I'm patient, Adam. I wait till
It
I
was
get.
like-
real. Can you not wait 5 minutes?
Yeah. Can you not wait till you get to the car?
It was a religious function, and there was a bus load of us, and it was a huge line. So
Yeah, wait till you get on the
This
bus.
line's
No.
too long. And
I
Snickers
didn't wanna-
told me I need to have this.
Huge line.
Huge. I'm too hungry. I need to eat now.
well, that was back in my more
Back
larger days.
in my youth, Adam used to be a chunky boy
You know,
back in the
that
day.
reminds me of the time I was in the
He's
grocery
now
store
anorexic.
with my wife, and she went by the coolers that are up front to have the drinks in,
Yeah.
and she gets one out, and we're walking there, starting to do her shop, and she just cracks it open and starts drinking it, and I'm like, are they gonna come get us now? Because I was like, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm like,
She's broken the seal.
he's like, yeah, you just pay for it. I'm like, oh, okay. I had never done that before, but evidently it's something she's done a lot.
Now, as a kid, have any of us like felt bad when like you grab a candy bar and you go tell your parents and you leave, and then they see you with it, and then do you like feel guilty afterwards?
Like
Are
steal
you
a
talking
candy
about
bar?
stealing?
Yes.
I've never.
Well, me
Being
as
a
a
thief.
has
anybody
not
ever-
ever stolen.
Okay, I was gonna say I never.
Listen
stole.
here, Adam. You're not a pillar of purity.
Now, I
here.
have been in poverty, but I've never stolen.
That's.
Dirt is okay for breakfast.
We don't know
Builds
your past,
character.
Adam.
It builds character and your sweat glands.
But like as a kid, like no one told you anything, but did you feel guilty afterwards, or were you just like, well, I took a candy bar, no one said anything, so I guess I'm in the clear.
I think I've actually felt more guilty about things I've done as an adult. Like, man, I really probably shouldn't have ate the whole bag of chips.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's just more
This
like
this
Well, if you leave, like,
this
one or two,
snack
it's
of
okay.
Doritos turned into a family size bag.
And, or like when someone else.
Well, I think I just get more disgusted with myself, and I'm like, man, I should really end it now. Like, so like,
Well, like,
That sturdy board is looking sturdier every day.
well, like if you eat like a bag of chips, then the next day someone goes to the cabinet and like, hey, where'd those barbecue chips go? And you're sitting there thinking, I did it,
I just shrug.
Well, it
I'm
does
like,
feel like an accomplishment, but you also don't want to own
but
up to it.
I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, that's
though.
not a good accomplishment.
Yeah,
I'm proud
you
of
should
it
be
at
proud.
the time because
I'm
I'm like,
proud.
man, I totally destroyed that bag of chips.
I can take
I don't
it.
even feel. Well, for me, it's like I get sadder as I keep going. I'm like, I can't stop.
Start crying.
I'm
You
like, I
should
should.
be a little extra salty.
I'm like halfway through. I'm like, I should really stop, and I keep going. I'm like, when was I gonna stop again? And then I get to towards the end, and it's like, man, I'm a bad piece of shit. You know?
Well, it's like when you get to the,
God
like,
dang.
I know I beat
you
myself
get
up.
like to the bottom
Do you
half
need
of
to
a
talk?
No.
you get
I
like to the
just
bottom
need to-
half of a tub of ice cream,
Yeah.
and like somehow you convince yourself, well, that's not enough for a serving for somebody. I'll go ahead and just finish it.
Mhm.
It was a half tub of ice cream. I'm like,
Just one.
But have you guys ever noticed, speaking of ice cream, you guys ever noticed that, like, if you go to the store and you buy those, like, Ben and Jerry size things, you know what I'm saying?
Not sponsored.
Trademark. Those are not, like, I don't see how someone cannot eat that in a sit down.
well, yeah,
It's
I mean,
not that
like
much.
those are, I think.
Yeah, those are manageable.
Well, if you ever look in the back of like your standard, half gallon tub of ice cream, like the recommended serving size, they say is a third of a cup. A third of a cup. No one at this table can tell me they've got it out and said, yeah, I'm just gonna have a third of
Well,
a cup.
that-
Yeah,
of
that's
ice
what I'm
cream.
saying.
What was
the
that
same
one
thing
thing I
with
showed you? It
cereal.
was like a mustard thing, and it said 1 teaspoon or
Gosh.
1/8 of a teaspoon is a
I'm
serving.
using
1/8.
I'm using the third cup measuring cup to eat it with.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna measure out how much ice cream I'm gonna have.
Or like
It's
when
like
you,
that with cereal. It's
Yeah,
like
or
a
like-
cup and a half of cereals, and I'm like,
I'm like, yeah,
this is
whatever.
not a
Yeah, why
mixing
not
bowl.
just-
yeah.
Or
Or
why
when
does
you-
it have to be the half?
or
Why
if you
can't
buy
it
like
just be,
if you buy like
cup
a
or
pack
one
of
or two
Oreos
cups?
and it's like 1/2 of a whole Oreo. You know?
Oh yeah.
But see, I think when you go to like port, like you're talking about cereal, it's like it's till the bowl's full.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, there was this thing.
Oh, that's way more than a cup and a half. I'll be bloated.
It was one of those little pizzas, and it said, and I've been thinking this whole time it's like 300 calories, and there's 2 little labels, but there's always a flap over it, and it said 300 calories based on one half of the pizza. And I've been here like woofing down two of the
What was that?
pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
What was that thing you were
Like,
talking
well,
about
I've been eating
with
1,400 calories.
Nick about how he says he eats like 17,000 calories a day?
That's not
Oh,
wrong.
he said he only eats 1,700 calories a day.
Yeah.
No.
And with what he would eat just at lunch,
Yeah.
he was blowing that out of the
That's
water.
what I'm saying, dude. They got no. He ate probably 17,000
Nick
calories
was
a
a
day.
monster. Or Brad, as you like to call him, Adam.
Mick.
Yeah. And then who was it he mentioned that?
Richard?
Now we're just calling him different things. But and he was talking about that one player who apparently puts down like 3,000 calories.
Oh yeah.
That's not hard.
And I straight up fact checked him on it, and he was close. He was only off by like 10,000 calories.
He was off by a couple zeros.
Real close. I think it was just that pointless knowledge he kept trying to pretend he had.
Quesadilla.
I am an intellectual myself.
Yeah, I'm in college. You're all idiots.
God,
College
I hated that,
educated.
dude. I can't believe you.
He's gonna be on the streets.
He's gonna be dead in a ditch now.
No, you're not wrong.
I tell you what beats college educated every time, and I told you this at work.
Angry mother.
Fist.
A metal stock pot to the back of the head beats college education every time.
Or backing your car
I'm gonna
over
fight
the
you
legs.
with my GED.
Here's your brains now.
Um,
All over the floor. That's right.
He's a ninja star out of his like bachelor's.
Didn't you have some hypotheticals, Tater, that you wanted to speak of?
Sure.
He's in deeply.
Yeah, get all sexual with the audience.
Act like you're blowing up a balloon into the mic.
You want me to?
Lick your lips. Oh, that's gonna sound awful. Now this is getting
Oh,
disgusting.
there was this noise we just
That's
made.
gonna be gross
In
to
school,
hear.
you do this, you go.
Flap your cheeks.
Clearly, I think we need some adult supervision on this podcast today.
Ugh.
Flapping the cheek. Now that I can think about those Area 51 memes with clapping the cheeks.
Oh, when's that going
Oh.
down?
Oh, September 12th or something.
September. I thought it was September 9th.
Oh,
You're
I gotta
probably
be.
right.
I gotta
Is
be.
it-
I gotta be on a TV somewhere watching that.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. There's probably
That's
gonna be
also
something
a
live.
term in prison when someone's about to like either like murder someone or they're about to like do the dirty on them. They're like, I'm gonna go beat some cheeks tonight.
I was gonna say it. So
when they're about to murder someone. I've never heard that. It's like a Samuel Jackson like murder mystery.
I've never.
I'm
heard
gonna
that.
go beat
I've
some
never heard
cheeks
that.
tonight.
Just wait for
Justice is gonna beat some cheeks.
time to beat some cheeks.
Like, don't go get some.
Anyway,
Good lord.
do you think they're gonna
I've
televise?
never. I'm not gonna be able to watch any kind
Yeah,
of like
someone's
murder
gonna
crime
obviously-
show and
yeah.
not think about. All right, go beat some cheeks.
Tonight on Law and Order: Criminal Intent, some cheek beating.
Special Victims Unit.
But yeah, someone's obviously gonna live stream the Area 51 thing.
Let's all go to court.
That could.
Boom, boom.
I think that's gonna turn out bad.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it will help world
Either there's gonna be like a lot
yeah.
Help bring it down.
Yeah, I think it might lower the population by however many people show up.
in
and-
California,
I think most of the popular people
or was it in
they're
Arizona?
going, we're going to stand back
That's
and
in
let other
Arizona,
people
isn't it?
go in front of them.
Where's Area 51?
Is it Nevada or Arizona?
The desert.
Nevada.
Nevada. Okay.
I think.
But I think that like a lot of people are gonna be coming from California.
I'd fly in on a fighter jet. That's what I'd do.
I'm gonna fly in on you.
But I mean,
Fly in on some clapping
I feel like
cheeks.
whatever people do eventually show up, like that small percentage of people who actually participate. What are you doing?
Get ready! I'm about to clap some cheeks.
I would yell that right when I'm starting to storm.
He said that he's gonna fly in on some clapping cheeks.
They'll never see me.
Bring those aliens out. It's time to start clapping.
Time to achieve the cheeks.
Get some alien
It's
cheeks.
time to get my Xbox achievement.
Alien cheeks.
Alien cheeks.
What if the aliens don't have cheeks?
Inverted.
You can't
Wait.
just say a word. That doesn't answer the question.
What's that?
What if they don't have cheeks? Coke Zero.
What if they don't have cheeks? Philanthropist.
Fellatio.
What was that?
Dog.
No. No.
Okay.
I guess technically you can make cheeks with a knife.
Now I'm lost
Making
on
it cheeks.
what are we doing now?
He was.
Oh, hypothetical.
He was gonna give us a hypothetical.
Sorry.
Meanwhile, Tater's over here smacking and bashing.
Listen,
things.
after this,
Slapping cheeks.
I'm gonna be so upset I'm gonna have to get on Halo and slap some alien cheeks.
Some jowls.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were a dictator
Scroll fast.
of a small country, what crazy dictator thing would you do?
Genocide. Moving on.
Well, that answers it.
Clap cheeks.
Bring me all your cheeks.
Everyone remove your cheeks.
I would say no to the genocide because that's been done.
Yeah, it's already happened.
But I'd like to see how far I get before I get taken out.
Well, just get into art
Well,
school.
it
You don't
depends.
have to worry.
How big of this place do I own? Is it like Cuba?
It's a small
or-
place.
He
It's
said
a small
small
place.
country.
So probably like
Like Cuba?
Hades. Haiti? Is that what it's called? Haiti?
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
I just don't like the dark cavern of his soul that we've been trapped in.
so
right
I can
now.
be like Fidel Castro 3.
We went from clapping cheeks and laughing to now we're talking about maybe some genocide.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just like keep all the wealth for myself.
You know what I would do? Honestly, line up the vegetarians.
And they're youngling.
And
They're
we
all
got
clapping.
They're all gone.
You walk out. You walk out there with an AK-47. Just we're clapping cheeks tonight, boys.
You'll be like that chimpanzee that was given like the AK by those like African dudes, and it's like just mowing the crap.
That was fake, by the way.
I know, but it's still hilarious.
You didn't say clapping cheeks with murder? What did you say?
What?
You
He
said
said
Like beating cheeks.
beating cheeks. That's what it is.
That sounds like
Tonight we're
CBZ.
beating cheeks.
Oh, buddy boy.
I guess
down
the
beating
theme
cheeks.
for this one's gonna be beating cheeks.
You should name it.
Cheeks and geeks.
Oh, you're 9. You like carrots?
That's a good one. All right.
You're 9 years old. You like carrots? Not in my country. Bam!
Consider your cheeks beat.
We're
I don't.
not encouraging anything, by the way.
I kind of always do.
Please don't.
I don't know what I would do.
Like we always say though, this podcast is just for fun.
I think-
nothing should be taken serious.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I guess not, but
The only thing you should take out of any of these podcasts,
Because I'm a
whip it
sociopath.
out for Harambe.
I'm not serious about a lot of stuff on this podcast. But when it comes to Harambe, it's out.
It's on the table.
You're slamming it on the table like, good morning.
You know what I mean?
honey."
Like, I'm all in.
That's what I'm beating cheeks with.
Oh god. Go on with your hypotheticals, Tater.
He's got to recover
Yeah,
right
as soon
now.
as you swallow that drink, just swallow it whole. We're gonna
We'll
kill
be
him
back to your regularly scheduled program in a moment.
once Tater stops choking.
I got it. Ben started laughing, and as soon as he started laughing, oh, it got me. All right, so next one. This one's weird, but so to answer my part of that,
Yeah.
I feel like someone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a cop out," but I honestly do think if I had a small country, I'd probably try to like help it. You know what I mean? Like bring up
Yeah,
poverty rate.
Luckily,
Yeah, see that? There it goes. Thanks, Adam.
realistically, Tater's the only like humane person right now. in
I
here.
am humane.
No,
I
you're
just,
not, Adam.
I don't know how good I would be and what to do.
I'm humane as long as
You wouldn't
chicks get
like.
beat.
I'm not saying you would like murder people cold-bloodedly.
I wouldn't murder
I'm
anyone
glad.
at all.
But you would also not feel remorse if someone died.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I would too.
We would have a big funeral.
See, I
That's
think
what it
this
would
is-
be. Everyone gets a funeral.
I think this is what separates us, man.
All right.
Because, you know, that whole remorse thing.
You ever cut off
What's
the lights
that?
in a room?
Yeah.
That's you. You ever been in the daylight? That's us.
I'm pretty pale, so no.
I can tell.
I've been in moonlight, not sunlight.
He gets burnt by the.
Are you really?
Ben's an Irishman.
I don't know.
It's a rare syndrome.
Go on, Tater.
Y'all too busy over here talking about moon burning. Alright, so this is weird. If your sheets had to be made of deli meat.
What?
So if your bed sheets were made out of deli meat,
Okay.
what meat would you want to be made of?
Roast beef.
Turkey.
Wait, first off, why roast beef?
That's my favorite meat.
Turkey over here.
Yeah, you freak.
Pretty tasty.
I would have to go with. I feel like turkey would be softer.
It was.
No, but you get a good old roast beef. It's like a good old leather couch. Wait.
No.
Yes, if you let it sit in the sun.
Yeah, but we're just talking about. No, not even then. That leather is the cow's skin, not its meat.
You can do anything with meat, Tater.
Why do you do this, Adam?
What is your meat, Ben?
I'm gonna say ham.
Oh,
Ham?
Yeah.
Now, would you eat the moon?
It reminds me of like pigs in a blanket.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Would you like to be a pig in a blanket?
What?
But no one
I am.
eats you, just be a pig in a blanket.
I am sometimes.
Wait, a pig in a.
I roll up
Can I
in
have to legitly be a pig, or can I
No,
just,
it's like
No, like I roll up in a quilt and eat a tub of ice cream. That's pig in a blanket.
I like to roll up in a quilt and then fall off the bed.
Oh, so
roll up in a quilt and eat the slop?
I just. So this is completely different from this topic, but I remembered a question I brought up at work one day.
Here you
Guys,
go.
we're taking this exit.
Yeah, this is a good.
Left turn now.
This is a good U-turn into oncoming traffic. But
Not a U-turn, buddy.
an illegal U-turn into oncoming traffic on a highway at 70 miles per hour. But I asked the question to everyone, which was if we were all kidnapped, all kitchen staff, so us four, including Addison and Colton, if we were kidnapped by a serial killer and held hostage out from civilization, away as far as possible, and there's no contact, no one knows where we are, any one of us, so it's like in your own, this is like your own like separate universe from everyone else. You're sat in this one chair.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a big spider on the roof. Ben's gonna move away from that. You can take the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's only the size of the house we're in.
But
It's like a horror
let
movie.
me move on with my story.
Jesus.
But okay, so you're sat in this one chair, and across from you, lined up in other chairs, we're all like strapped down. It's just a spider, don't worry.
Can't say that now.
But
Wait till it gets your face on.
so the serial killer tells you you have the choice.
Go beat his cheeks.
Your cheeks. Get ready for your cheeks.
All right, listeners,
Beat.
listen to all.
Oh my God! Get right here!
My God,
It fell.
you bunch
I
of
think it's on
babies.
the line.
Nope.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh!
Dude,
Christian, what is the name?
Yeah, I'm scared now, Christian.
Wait, it's on the floor. Hold on.
Step on it. Kill it. Murder it with fire.
It's dead.
Beat its cheeks.
Alright, I'm gonna have to cut out all of
No,
it.
you need
No,
to
that
leave
was
that
great.
in.
God, that scared me.
all this,
Just cut it right after the sweet Jesus part.
all this freaking screaming, you bunch of babies.
Just put in like a bunch of windows breaking
Yeah.
and then end the podcast. Continue.
God, that thing's-
I don't even want to continue this story.
No, continue, please. I'm sorry.
Just start the story over and then.
But you have all of us lined up in front of you.
Beat that spider's cheeks.
Yes, spread them wide open. But we're all
Come
lined
on,
up across
listen.
you, strapped to this chair, strapped to chairs. Oh my God! And the serial killer tells you that you have a choice to save as many people as you want, or save yourself. But every time you save a person, he lops off more pieces of you. So like after you save one person,
Well, I'll give you my answer because
Yeah.
I answered you pretty quick on this one,
yeah.
and I just said I'd save myself.
And I was not surprised. I was
But
like,
I mean, and my reasoning there was I'll at least need to go home and see my family.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, I like the guys I work with, but when it comes to that, it's like, well,
Colin's not here right now, but I'll give his answer. He told me he would save one person, and that would be Addison.
Oh, that's
old love bug.
And Addison said the same for him, because they're lovey-dovey
How
together.
about- yeah. What?
Yeah, they'd only save each other. Everyone else is
They
like,
beat cheeks.
they beat each other's cheeks. Adam, I think,
it looks like we're due for another apology to Colton the next podcast.
he'll be on next week. Adam, you said you'd save yourself, right?
Get those
Yeah.
cheeks ready.
Only because of Ben
I
though.
don't think we asked Tater, though. Were you there for that? For this question? Would you save yourself or, like, save someone?
Yeah, so I was there once we talked about, like, because at first it was any appendages, and it
Yeah.
was, like, fingers.
Yeah, but then it, like, the more people you save, the more severity, like, it becomes. So, like, let's let's say you save 2 people, now he lops off your whole hand.
So I can wait a minute. Can it start with digits of fingers, or is it like the whole finger?
Like I even gave this, like this was like adding more to the hypothetical. But you can even like he'll give you a choice of which fingers to cut off. But he's gonna at least cut off like maybe 3.
3.
For one person.
For
Equal
one person.
pay.
No, that's not equal.
Yes.
That's 1 finger.
I want all 69 fingers cut off.
Alright, 2 fingers then.
2.
I'm making an exception here, Tater.
This one and this one.
I guess you technically don't need your middle finger, do you?
Yes, you do.
Kinda.
When you're
I'd probably save 1 person.
Alright. Did you say who?
No,
You don't even know?
no, I'm not sure who it would be.
You're not even gonna say who's worth a few fingers?
I'm not worth a few fingers.
Yeah,
That's
I'll-
relation.
Can I lose?
Oh,
Can I lose 2 pinkies?
or is
Does
this
that
like-
count?
I'll just tell you up front, it's definitely not going to be D-Hop.
Okay. Or is this like you don't
He
want
is
like
at the end of the line.
you don't want infighting with all your coworkers to see like so we're like all upset.
Adam, I love you too, but you're close to the end of the line. It's not going to be you.
I don't think any of you love me. 'Cause
That
they
is-
wouldn't save me, and you wouldn't save me.
Well, Ben and Christian are close to the front.
Yeah. Well, here's my answer. The one answer I told everyone was I would save everyone because I care little for my life. So it'd be doing me a favor if he just ended my life, you know?
Dang it.
And this emotional roller coaster continues. We're cracking up, now we're all sad because our friend Christian doesn't love himself at all.
But see, you guys could live for me, you know?
No, we couldn't.
No.
That would make
No,
me
Wouldn't
I
you-
much, I
wouldn't you
much
be
more
happy-
prefer you being around.
But it'd be like that movie thing where like the hero sacrifices himself for his friends.
You're not
no
a hero.
hero.
if
I'm
you're
about to say
doing
you're
yourself.
probably not a hero.
I wouldn't
Just
be a
like
hero.
no
in
one
your-
in Dragon Ball Z.
So
is a
you
hero.
guys wouldn't be like happy that I sacrificed myself?
Dare
You'd be
train mine.
so it'd be like good riddance. We were waiting for him to say that. Man, you guys are neat. No, I'm
Yes, how dare
Is,
we care about your life?
kidding.
I'm just going to call her blank because I don't know what else to call her. Is she within this scenario?
I don't think she
I
has
left
been
I
introduced.
left her out.
Yeah, like you most of the time do.
Yeah, because it's rude to involve people who aren't like don't really care about us. So that was pretty much everyone's answer. Save themselves, and now I'll save everyone.
Wait, no, I'm still trying to figure out the person I'm going to save.
Oh, you haven't even figured it out?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is blank
Oh.
going to be, is she in this
No.
scenario?
It's me.
So is
'Cause
that?
you're still gonna need somebody to run the kitchen.
Oh, he does got a point.
But then you take over for me.
I don't think he wants to do that either. I think he would hope I could do it. And
he leaves and is like, you're on your own now, then.
he's like, I got rid of all the other guys for you.
I
so
feel
now you're
like-
free.
I feel like I would have to. Ben's wife is my aunt's cousin. Is that correct? I feel like if I didn't save him, then I would never hear the end of it.
Well, I also said
Oh
this.
my God.
I also said this. Oh yeah, I did say
God
this.
dang it! I did it again.
I didn't even notice that, Tater.
Okay, but I also said this. If you do, I said if you, anyone who saves themselves is the serial killer will report news all around that when this event went down and what your choice was. Everyone's gonna know that you chose to save yourself and not anyone else.
And I just don't think that's gonna affect my decision that much because I mean, number one,
This was just more like to make you feel more guilty.
yeah, and it's not gonna. I mean,
Ben could care less about all of us.
Especially Adam.
How could you?
shut up, Adam.
They're both beating cheeks together.
Man, I guess we're gonna have to start this whole cast over, aren't we? Damn, we took a dark turn. Thanks, Spider.
I'm too tired.
Was
Thanks
that
for-
Spider-Man?
No.
Peter.
He's dead now.
His name's Richard.
No, that was Uncle Ben. The real Peter will come back to a vengeance by throwing us through a window.
What's it?
Peace time. You ever seen the one video where it's Peter, he's like eating a hot dog on the street and the truck's going and the kids cross the street and he watches while he eats the hot dog.
What?
And how does he eat this hot dog?
Tobey Maguire's just eating a hot dog. Someone
With his mouth?
edited the movie, but like he sees the truck go and it's about to hit the 2 kids crossing the street and he does nothing. He's just watching while eating a hot dog.
That's what real heroes do.
But someone edited it perfectly where you would think it's actually part of the movie.
Props to
Well, he
them.
couldn't save him just like because he wasn't in his uniform.
Yeah.
Everyone would have known he couldn't risk being found out.
Yeah.
Like he was.
So he's like sitting there with a big old grin while snacking on a hot dog.
But we learned in Family Guy when he saved Peter, he said everyone gets one. Maybe those kids already had their one.
If you think if you had to build up your one, what do you think your one scenario would be for Spider-Man? Like, how would he save you?
Too much.
As I'm beating cheeks.
Too much what?
He'd probably like
Oh god.
too much porn.
I'm gonna need you to edit that out.
Don't.
And that's my code word for eating a plastic ball.
I think mine would probably be like I'd get like alcohol poisoning and he'd take me to the hospital and save me.
That's not.
Does that have to be Spider-Man to do that? Could that not
Yeah,
be
I
like
can
your
do
friend that comes over and finds you?
No, I'd be
Everyone
home.
gets one.
Yeah, that's your one.
I don't have friends who come visit.
I'd like to fall off of a building and be caught by spider.
I think it'd be funny if I fell off a building. Number one, I'd be screaming my lungs out. But I'd be funny if I fell off the building and he swoops in to catch me and he catches me. He kind of underestimates how heavy I am. He's like, oh, you know, need to double up on the.
Didn't we have a friend who said if they jumped out or fell out of a plane, they'd crack a joke or something? And it's like, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah, my bro.
Oh, your bro.
He said if he ever fell out of a plane, he want to go out making people laugh, so he'd try to flap his arms the whole way down.
It's not working.
But I just don't. I mean, it's funny to say that now, but I just don't think in that situation that's going to cross anybody's mind.
When it happens, your mental state will go into full panic mode, and you're gonna try to save yourself, not think, how can I make this funny?
I guess technically it would look funny then, because
Again,
you'd be trying
I
to
see
flap
that- I
around,
see
trying
that-
to grab onto something.
Just straight up trying to fly, and I think that would be.
Wait, is this something like a few months later you'd be at his like funeral or something?
Bring it up.
Or no?
Yeah, what kind?
How long are we waiting for the
Maybe you're
funeral?
finally releasing his ashes and you're like, you're flying now.
Oh my gosh. That is wow.
I think we might need like just a
Intervention.
redo on this entire podcast.
No, it's great.
No, it's riddled with crap right now.
But it's Cheeks and Geeks.
Cheeks and geeks. But yeah, are you saying like at the funeral or the wake?
Well, no,
Like
I
Ben
think if
pulls
he's
up
just
the
remembering.
video and he's like, look at him flap his arms.
no, like
And
it's
everyone's
something
like-
he's just remembering, like randomly one day. He's like, he really did flap his arms just like he said he would, and he like
Yeah,
smiles.
but what are
when
the
tears
chances
drop.
I'm going to see this?
You might.
I mean, if I happen to be in the right place at the right time, I imagine people are going to have some questions for me. You know your brother's going to do this?
you knew
Did
this
you have
all
anything to do with this?
Sir, come into question.
Yeah, he told me he's going to jump right out of the plane in mid-flight. Just to be at this place with a camera and be ready to watch this.
You think when a mime jumps out of a plane, it can like mime its parachute?
No, he screamed.
Do you think he's still like?
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, do you think he's straight?
Does a mime stay quiet?
That's a weekend fun thing for me, is throwing mimes out of planes.
Does a mime stay quiet as he goes down, or just
I know.
Be quiet now.
Mine goes down with his box.
going down on
He
some
can't. He can't. Get,
Oh my god.
Go on, Ben.
What? I'm sorry, I brought up mine.
this is.
I'm so sorry. I should have known better mimes than vegetarians.
This had nothing to do with vegetarian.
It always has stuff to do with vegetarians.
You think mimes are vegetarian?
They don't
Probably.
eat. They suck in air to live.
Well, air is not
Filter feed?
animal.
Yeah, they're like whales.
Filtered air.
Like when a whale drinks water and it's like they're eating plankton. And they just
That's how mimes eat.
they suck in the air. They get the carbon.
Okay, listen. You're saying mimes eat just like whales.
It's the same principle.
No, it's not. Mimes are still people.
Just like me.
They're not cool or fun people. They're annoying people, like vegetarians. But
They're out of this world.
they are in their own world, that's for sure. Their own little box.
You shove them down there like, dude.
You shove them down.
Yeah. Do you think
Jeez.
how hard would you have to pick on a mime before they finally get frustrated and actually break their silence?
I don't want to find out.
Do you think it's the same thing with British soldiers?
What do you think? You mean those guards? The
Yeah,
royal
they have to
guards?
be quiet and they can't smile or anything.
But here's the difference. This is a big difference you're going to want to listen to. The guys outside the castle there,
They have a gun.
well, not just that. They're also trained military personnel.
Yeah. They're not just
But
guards.
I'd like to crack a smile from one.
They're gonna crack a smile when you go mess with them. They beat the shit out of you right
I
there in
like-
front of the castle.
Guns were banned in the day.
No.
Not for military.
Yeah, not for officers and stuff like that. Well, I like the one video where like there's tourists and they have a separator for the line and stuff, so you can like take pictures and of seeing the guards walk back and forth into place. And this lady's like standing over the line, and she's like taking a selfie, and she's in front of the guard's like path because they have a path that they walk down. Instead of like asking her nicely to move, because obviously she's the jerk who stood there in the first place, he just like pushes her with her shoulder, and she just like fumbles back into line. She's like, oh my god.
You should have hit her with the butter. Yeah.
But I like the comments people say. It's
That
like,
would've been awesome.
yeah.
Out of my way, woman.
But I like the comments where everyone's like, the woman's in the wrong. And I'm
Well,
like,
she is.
yeah, she is.
You just go down there to agree with everyone. Yeah, you're all right.
I like to see how messed up other people are.
I've seen the one where like they're trying to take a picture and like make him smile and everything. He's standing there, and then they go up and grab his hat, and he flips out like he puts the gun on him, and he's like,
Yeah. Like if you touch them, that's it. They'll like.
Well, I think that's
It's reasonable.
fair. I
Yeah.
think that's you've crossed the line. Make fun of his big tall hat and
You
see how
can-
he feels about that when you touch him.
You can stand in front of me, dance
He'll
all
be
you
busting
want.
your cheeks.
But as soon as you touch me, that's it. You're getting the bayonet to the neck.
Bayonet.
They have that on the end of the right.
Yeah.
You could mess with his hat, next thing you know, you're missing an arm.
"It's just by the queen."
For the queen.
For the queen.
Old Greg.
Old Greg. Yeah.
You're like cracking Baileys out of a shoe. Have you seen those videos, Ben?
Which one?
Old Greg.
Old Greg. Addison showed us
He's
that.
got a
Well, he showed me.
vagina.
It's
He's
really
seen
weird.
Yes.
Great.
It's been a while, but yes.
It's bizarre, but it's kind of funny.
For the audience out there, if you haven't gone to see them,
Just look up Old Greg.
look them up as soon as we're done with this.
It's like what is he like?
'Cause I would-
What is he again? Like a merman or
right now.
like some like sea creature? What is he?
He's a
called?
scaly manfish.
Scaly manfish. Okay, I forgot the name.
I like that.
But his name is Greg. If you don't know so far.
Old Greg.
Yeah, Old Greg.
You think Old Greg's just a scaly manfish? You fuzzy little man beach. You want to go to club where people will yell at each other?
I don't have context to this.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's great.
go watch it, Adam.
Yeah, go watch it.
Right now, leave the podcast. Go watch.
And on that note, we'll end it here because we're all tired.
Not actually like end it.
No, we will.
Podcast is over.
The podcast is over.
Not live.
No, I'll live. I'll stay alive for now.
I think for my final statement of this podcast, I'm going to issue an apology to anybody listening to this. This one really derailed a lot.
Yeah.
I'm also,
But that's what makes these late night podcasts more fun.
but I just want to make a reminder that the most annoying person in the world is probably a vegetarian.
A vegetarian mind. I'm probably the rarest person in the
Yeah,
world.
He's
too.
silently judging you.
Yeah. While silently eating his kale.
You think when a mom chews, there's actually crunch?
No,
Or
definitely.
like he gets a carrot and it's just like, you know how like you expect to get it's just
I like to
What if
imagine.
he makes a noise to
I like-
overpower that?
I like to imagine a mime
Fart.
when he's done with his work. He's like the loudest guy in the world. He's like, all right.
He's obnoxious.
Yeah.
goes home and cracks the beer.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
hate
you ever
everyone.
The videos of the people in the libraries when they start eating really loud.
Yeah.
And they're like, could you stop that?
You know what'd be really funny? Is to trap a mime in a box for real.
How do you like it now,
Like
bud?
put him in a box so you can actually lock it, remove the air from it, watch him with it.
Oh my god. Christian was that.
Maybe he can make his own oxygen tank.
I mean, obviously, the last second you open it back up and give him some air, but hey, see why it's not funny?
You
Mime?
open it back up.
Drill like the smallest
You give him, like,
hole.
No more jokes from you.
Just drill in like the smallest hole for
Your
him.
joke will be the final one.
Go get
The killing joke. Now,
Yeah.
let's beat these cheeks.
Start jabbing swords through the box too, so you make sound.
Now let's beat some cheeks and make our way on out of here.
I think when a mime farts, it makes a sound.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe he does. Or maybe he like tried to muffle it as best he can.
He just fights it. He's like,
He pulls out the pillow
Noise.
and is like,
pulls up the pillow. It's like suffocating his fart.
yeah.
My taint's asleep.